Hey guys, welcome to the Inca Open Grand Final. I'm Green Zero and we are here with the top 2 players in this multi-week event. We are finally down to the business end of side. Obviously, if you're watching this video, you've probably seen the semi-finals or you want to know what happened. Masterleaf comfortably defeated Recoverworld 4-1, whereas Technique defeated Bike Rush Owns 4-2, and I bet a lot of people are happy about that. A lot of people are happy, but Technique is now into the grand final, of course, playing Masterleaf. And these guys, what's interesting, this is a best of 9, so it's probably going to be a long video, so I'll try to keep the chit-chat short. But basically, Masterleaf versus Technique trained against each other for hundreds of games, believing they wouldn't face each other, and now they will. So this is going to be very interesting. Let's start the game right now because we have the possibility to go to 9 games, assuming someone doesn't get just rolled 5-0. But we are on Winter Meltdown. That's right. Winter Meltdown is the first map on the top right-hand side, playing as the green nod. It's going to be Technique. That's right, Technique is here, which means on the left-hand side of Winter Meltdown, we have Masterleaf also playing as the nod faction here. Now, they have to play as a vanilla faction in the first game. What are you doing? What are you... Oh, he's going to do this double Rocket Reckoner new meta that he comes up with every now and then. Masterleaf, he's been on point with some of his meta, like the fast flame Reckoner. But some of his other stuff, like gun turret damage and like one pit like anti-scout kind of crap that he says I do, like he's been off point with a lot more than what he's been on point. But you got to hand it to him. He has come up with some new strategies which are really have become heavily ingrained. But there is going to be a Reckoner, no doubt. Technique, what is he going to do? War Factory is now down. He is going for a refinery, so he's not going for an operation center, which is what Masterleaf is going for. You can see that's building much faster. A Raider buggy is coming out. It's a big map. It is a big map. It's not hugely big because it's a lot of the sides are divided up into those large island areas. Not even islands, they're a very large land mass joined by 3 very wide land bridges. But this is one of these maps where a lot of people don't realize it, but there is 7 green Tiberium fields on this map. There's a lot of Tiberium fields on this map. You can see it scattered out, and you tend to expand away from your enemy at the start, and you can continue expanding away to a safe expansion or go to the center. So you often see long games on this map here. A lot of scouts coming around. The Reckoner is coming. The Flame Squad is running up behind it. You can see the buggy here trying to pick at the Reckoner. Remember, every piece of damage the Reckoner takes is less armor for when it's deployed, but he's just rushing it right down here. Technique, I think he was expecting Technique to have bikes of some kind, but he doesn't. He has an operations center. I'm not sure if there is a flame tank out and about. I don't believe it is because I believe he went for second ref first. He is going to deploy that Reckoner right in this field now. It is a nod mirror, so the Harvesters are stealth, although there is a bike here. There's more attack bikes coming now. We have flame units now starting to attack this. The bikes are attacking the Reckoner as well as the rockets as well. We can see that there. The flame tank gets sniped down, which is pretty bad there. And now, of course, with more bikes here, you can see all of these Harvesters. Technique is not doing a very good job defending this. He's lost a Harvester. He's going to lose both of his Harvesters. Oh my god, are we going to see a quick 1 game here from Masterleaf? He's completely shut down all of Technique's economy. He does have a Harvester over here. He does have a Harvester, but the Blackhand squad gets in. He loses the rocket squads in the Reckoner. Unfortunately, not able to capitalize. That actually takes out the buggy as well before losing his Blackhand, which are actually still alive. But now trying to make a run for it. But Masterleaf with just a single rocket Reckoner. Now you got to remember, that's really inexpensive for Masterleaf because he's building those rockets out of the barracks. He's not going for another operation center. It's not setting him back or anything in his build or anything like that. So Masterleaf should have nothing. Okay, Masterleaf only has 3 Harvesters for some reason. I guess he did build a lot of bikes. He's trying to pump out another refinery right now. I'm pretty sure he'll put it on his main just because he wants more concentration here. Easy to defend at the start of the game and more Harvesters in the one location. But Technique, what's happening over here? A few bikes from Masterleaf still persist. Technique has 3 Scorpion tanks. We have a veteran one there as well. Not able to obviously outmaneuver the bikes here, but he does actually snipe one off. That's nice. He gets a bike, so 2 bikes isn't really harassment material. 3 is really your minimum there. Second Blackhand squad, of course, by Technique now making his way across the map. I was going to say, if the MCV is too close to this garrison, they can get in the garrison and then flame your MCV, which is something you don't want to have happen. But is Masterleaf going to all in here? He's got the power plants to all in. He's thinking about it because he's not producing any more structures here. He does have 5 harvesters, so 5 harvester, 2 ref. There's been a lot of delayed all-in, I think, in this series, especially in the other games we've played. But we've seen. In the semi-finals, a lot of the players will all-in, but only once they've got 5 and 2. Technique, on the other hand, having to rebuild harvesters, he's only got 4 of them back. He does have an upgraded power plant, though, so that's okay. And I think he's all in. Okay, so Technique is all in. So Technique is all in already, but Masterleaf hasn't all in. He's still got his MCV, and he has almost as much forces as Technique. Technique, I think, is just planning to win this. Well, obviously, he's planning to win it off one base. He's got a number of units here. Masterleaf is going to come in. Will he snipe down the Scorp tanks? No, he won't. He expends a few bikes. That was not a good area to engage. It was really, he was split up. It was really difficult for him there. He's going to find another Black Hand squad in the center of that. The other one is already garrisoned up in over here. Is Masterleaf going for a refinery? No, he's producing a structure now. So I think he's realized, hang on a second, I'm just going to go for that. But Technique has no notion of doing that. He is just going to be producing nothing but units, and this gives him the opportunity to destroy or to knock Masterleaf out of the game. A unit does fall there. I'm not sure what it was. I think it was a bike of some type, but nonetheless, I believe Technique has spotted it, and Technique spotted this as well. Masterleaf is actually being shut down. Oh my god, he's losing a lot of bikes there. Technique has a lot of units. Battle markers over here as well. No, it's nothing serious, but Technique just has a lot of gear right now. He's got a lot of units. He's even bringing tanks across, and he's actually going for Masterleaf's base now. Masterleaf doesn't have enough to defend this. He's only got a handful of bike buggy. That's not going to be enough. I mean, he's cancelled the refinery, whatever he was going for. Unless there is a flame tank somewhere. There's a bike there, but it's just a singular bike. His MCV is actually under attack now. Now remember, if he decides not to sell that, he kind of has to save it, because if he doesn't sell it, he's going to miss out on the 1750 that he could be using to further produce units here. But he has got enough units to survive for now, but Technique is still massing up. The only advantage that Masterleaf has at the moment is that he still has his MCV, so if he's able to take an engagement in his favor, he'll be okay, or a lot better than what Technique will be. But his forces are somewhat split up right now. They're just clearing the map, but Technique is also playing oh so conservatively now. They came out of the gates firing, but now they're just all there, all hanging back, and they're like, oh, I don't know. No one wants to get caught out of position, because that's how you can lose a game instantaneously. But Masterleaf still choosing to split his forces up, and you got to be careful when he's got bikes down there, bikes up there. If Technique would have beeline it for his base, he'd be in trouble. And this is the thing, if he's going to engage them down here, Technique's actually turned around, which gives Masterleaf the opportunity to back out here now, and he will take a few and then back out. But he has got some units up here, but it's not going to be enough. I think he's going to try to force for the harvest. It's not going to work. He's realized that these buggies now, again, these buggies are here to tank, but there's nothing to do damage, so Technique just snares some free buggies there. That's less tanking potential for Masterleaf later on. Moving back through the map, being shot up a little bit here. Scorpion Tank's able to destroy the Black Hand. Masterleaf does have a refinery down, which is oh so important. It means he has got an expansion up, and you can see all the green units pouring across. He's like, oh, you've got a refinery. I need to kill you now. I need to kill you now. There's a lot of Scorpion Tanks here. One Scorpion Tank has been left behind. That'll be easy prey there. Nice pickup straight away. But Masterleaf needs to hold. Oh my god, there's Scorpion Tanks coming from the top as well. Masterleaf does not have enough to hold this. He's already retreating. But Technique has so many units here. Reinforcements come from Masterleaf from behind, and he pulls the harvesters, which is good. He needs to get behind the refinery and fight there. There's a lot of destruction raining on down here now. But Masterleaf, he's just getting completely pushed off. Technique is going to take an early lead in this series. My mistake. I thought Masterleaf had this game for sure at the start. He had a blistering start, but now there's the sell-off. And Technique, oh man, you gotta look a leaf, man. Oh, he did so much damage at the start, and then I think splitting so many of his units up in a game, like splitting units up is great if the other player has more than one base. But when he's got one base, the units are always going to go to the same area, so it doesn't really matter as much. I don't think he should have split up. I think he could have done anything he wanted. He could have ecoed behind it or gone for more units, but the fact that he split up, and I don't agree with that. But Masterleaf, unfortunately, he got more money, 48,000 to 39,000. He almost got 10 grand more than Technique, but unfortunately, Technique takes a nice start, and Leaf is going to be a bit shaken by that, considering how well the game started. But hopefully it doesn't shake him too much, because he needs to somehow win 5 games before Technique can win 4 more. So game number 2 is coming up right now. Okay guys, welcome back to game number 2, and it's the Black Hand Parade. And I know you guys don't like the Black Hand mirrors, and there's been a lot of them lately, but these players can play whatever they want, and they're going to be choosing the Black Hand. Surprisingly, a lot of the Black Hand mirrors in the tournament haven't turned out the way people have expected them. So let's jump in here. Masterleaf got the map selection, and he did pick Rift. Again, I've said this a million times, but if you go into a tournament, you don't pick a map like this because you're basically picking the other guy's favorite map as well. You want to pick a map that you're good on, that you know the other guy hasn't played a lot of. There's so many 1v1 maps out there now. You could pick like Alpine or Vertical or Vista or something that doesn't get played as much, but you've played on it more, and you just have a natural advantage there because the other player doesn't know the layout of the map, what works, what doesn't, and it gives you a heads up. But on a map like Rift, you know, you basically wasted your map choice. If Technique lost, he would have probably picked Rift, but now he's got a map choice up his sleeve for this one here. But Masterleaf is going to be going for Disciple opening because he has... What? Wait, what? What are you doing? Oh, no, maybe he's going for a Reckoner. Okay, I was going to say... I thought it'd be Disciple opening. Is Technique Disciple? No, he's not doing it either because he's sent extra engineers. So one of the engineers is garrisoned. He's taken his natural spike. He's going to go for the other spike here, which he should have no problems receiving. But it's going to be an operations center. This is building quite fast, so it should be an operations center. That's actually a Raider buggy comes out first, so he wants to see what Technique is doing. Technique is also going for an operations center here. So, and this is something that I don't know what's going on, but Leaf wins out something nice there, but a lot of these Black Hand Mirrors, these guys are going for the flame rushes, and naturally they're not as powerful as they like. With the new Reckoner meta, people are doing them now. Masterleaf getting a little bit anxious there and just running into that garrison. That range right there, but he will secure his spike, and so will Masterleaf. He spots the flame tank, and the flame tank is heading to the south to the spikes. Obviously going to clear this out here. He knows it's been spotted, so he's going to send it off down there. A Reckoner will be coming out. It'll just be a single flame Reckoner. Doesn't look like he's building anything else there. He's going to move out. He has an upgraded power plant. It's one of those really technical, get it, type of strategies, but bikes are coming out from Masterleaf. He does have a Reckoner, it does have a flame unit, and it has an engineer in it. It is going to cross paths with the flame tank, but the flame tank has actually changed direction and is now heading straight towards his base. Look at this, Masterleaf with the Sixth Sense has located the Reckoner. Doesn't want to let that go. All we need to do is make it so it's disabled, and now we can go and try to dispatch the flame tank. Masterleaf, oh geez, I was going to say, oh, he's actually going to try to grab the ref. Oh, look, he's going to force the sell. He had to sell the refinery. Oh, my God. So he's actually forced the sell on the refinery. The flame tank is actually some bikes being destroyed there. Not 100% sure what happened, but Technique is going to lose his flame tank. Hopefully, oh, Masterleaf almost splashed down some of his bikes. Might have to do something about protecting that. I think Technique's going to lose his war factory. Most definitely that is going to happen. Masterleaf might have to pull a harvester here to crush, but he has a shredder turret. No, that's going to be enough to focus that one down. Does lose a bike as well, so unnecessary there, but the engineer forcing Technique to sell, so basically he gets a war factory and a harvester, and he's in range of this power plant. Oh my God, Technique he needs to silo block that. He needs that. That's kind of important, Technique. Oh my God, it cancelled his war factory. Oh no, he was producing a structure which was almost done, and it would have definitely been a war factory. It would have been cancelled. Oh man, that's disastrous. Technique forcing the sell of another operations center. He was obviously trying to go back for flame tanks or something along those lines. But now Masterleaf once again wins the early game aggression out. He's won out in the early game aggression, but we saw last time he just didn't capitalize on it. Can he capitalize on it this time? There's a lot of undefended harvesters here. There's a Black Hand squad, which is going to be hard to remove, and there is also a Scorpion tank as well. Splitting his fire between multiple harvesters just because they're being pulled around, but of course he doesn't want to lose any bikes, so he's happy to spray his shot probably a little bit there. This Scorpion tank is in a lot of danger. Shooting at the Reckoner, yeah, that's not something you want to be doing when there's bikes here. Masterleaf could have easily sniped that Scorpion tank there if he wanted to. Masterleaf is moving towards his expansion now, so he's down there. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 2. A 6th harvester was produced, not going for the blue Tiberium though. Technique does have 4 harvesters, but he needs a second refinery. If he had a second refinery, it'd be okay, but Masterleaf has a nice edge here right now. Even managing to snipe down a few bikes, he should be able to get another one. He's actually, did he even go for that? Can't even see what's happening. There's bits and wheels and stuff going everywhere there. Oh, he will lose another one on the way out, but that veteran bike will evac. A heroic bike would be very nice at this stage in the game. But nonetheless, Technique now has his second refiner up, so he's 5 and 2, but he hasn't moved to his expansion just yet. I have a feeling he might go double war factory all in this situation. Masterleaf has already got a refinery down and a second war factory. Oh my God, he is significantly in front in this game right now. He's in a pretty good condition. War factory's been roughed up a bit, so could be due for a snipe if Tech comes in with a few units there, but that would definitely hurt his production. Bike goes back in to see what's happening. Oh, places the War Factory right where the bike rushes in. So now Masterleaf knows it is against dual War Factory. If he placed it up here or back here, Masterleaf wouldn't have expected it, or at least he would have had to, you know, go in blind and guess. This Scorpion tank, these Scorpions even coming down, predicting what's happening over there. That Reckoner will be destroyed. Actually realizing that there's another Black Hand squad, and he will get the crush on the whole squad, and then he's just going to leave. There's just no point sticking around. That Cabal is not important enough to stick around and try to destroy. Bikes now from Technique moving for the counterattack. Masterleaf has already started Scorpion tank production, and the Scorp spam is going to be real. Actually drives straight through. Far out 4 bikes actually managed to get through here, but it's not going to be enough. That Scorpion tank almost getting sniped there. That and he's still moving it back. Oh, I don't know about that, but definitely going for Dozer Blades. Upgrades his power plant there. Might want to get some repairs on that, but his dual War Factory with the Scorp span happening now. Technique is notably behind at the moment in terms of the tech requirements to do what Masterleaf is doing. Masterleaf has a second refiner. Oh my god, he's on fire right now. Dozer Blades is about a 5th done. Technique, meanwhile, does not even have a ref on the expansion. Oh man, he's going to have Dozer Blades sooner than Masterleaf, but this is why his expansion is so late. 1, he was behind. 2, he's gone for a fast operation center. We're no doubt going to have some very intense Scorpion battles, and this is going to be giving Masterleaf so much confidence. Comes into the expansion, sees the MCVs there, sees no refineries. He's going to be like, oh my god, I've got so much more economic potential than Technique right now. Both sides still sharing the spikes, of course. He is going to make a move for the blue field. Not sure if he's going to be sending any harvesters with that. Battle markers over here is now as well. It's just scouts. Both sides need to form up. Masterleaf realizing it. He's forming up now. But Dozer Blades is done for Technique. Masterleaf is going to engage without Dozer Blades. Oh my god. Did it just finish? It just finished there, just as the engagement started. But it's a Scorp tank battle. It's all about the positioning here. And it looks like Masterleaf just has a few extra tanks. So the positioning not going to be too important. It's very flat. Open map here, should be able to snipe that last one down there. But if we know anything about these Scorp battles or buggy battles, Technique is one of the best in the business. That's why he's, oh no, reverse move bug, and oh, a double reverse move bug. That's unfortunate there. You can see they got double reverse move, but there's no need to give your tanks a reverse move order every time you give them a move order. Sometimes you can give them a regular one, but Masterleaf is going to come in here now. We have a jet coming in. Oh my god. Whoa, he vapor bombed. That was a complete whiff, that one there. He will get the click off though. He will get the click off. Meanwhile, this Scorp tank coming here, Technique is simply losing. So despite the fact that he whiffed that, he's going to win this engagement out here. There's a few units over there. He has tech, obviously, supercharged particle is done, or just regular charged particle. He is going to defeat Technique's Scorpion army here quite considerably. He's going to have a number of tanks left over. Can Technique actually defend this out right now? He doesn't have enough tanks. Masterleaf still has 7 Scorpion tanks here, and looks like Technique only has a few. I think he's sitting here right now. He just has completely run out of money. Technique has 4 tanks. He might be able to snipe these heavily damaged ones down. Oh, second ref comes down, so maybe not. Maybe it's going to be Kane. Snipes down a harvester here. He's choosing to target harvesters over Scorpion tanks, and now Masterleaf is going to be ensnared and trapped and destroyed. But to be honest, I think the damage was done, and Masterleaf he's going to have a secondary army coming across the map very soon. I think we might see infantry just by having a look what's moving on the radar now. So let's go check that out. Masterleaf is transitioning into infantry, and he's going to have a Redeemer with man spam around it, but he doesn't have a shrine. Oh, no, sorry, he just finished the upgrade. He just sold the shrine. You can see the little freaking lanterns on the shrine go down then. So he just got the upgrade. Not going for Purifying Flame, not doing any crazy flare attacks. But basically, he's moving to the center. He's got a Redeemer. He's just like, yep, cool. I'm just going to spam infantry and just have the Redeemer. And then I'm going to attack you. There's actually a number of full Black Hand squads here as well. They're going to be particularly nasty to dislodge. Not much man spam just yet, but Masterleaf does have a double ref down, so Technique's got a very small window, but he doesn't have charged particle beam, which is a bit of a problem. He's going to have regular shredder turrets, and regular shredder turrets aren't going to do too much. Oh, double War Factory. This could be for double Purify or double Beam. It's something that's building quite quickly, so whatever it is, it's going to be out pretty quickly. No, it's double bike. That's really unusual in a situation like this with it, where it's a base push. Obelisk comes down. Masterleaf has unlimited economical capacity right now. Second Obelisk, he's got a very heavily defended area right here, and Technique just rolls straight in. There's no way he can't push his way in this time. I think he was hoping he would just push his way in, and that's the end of game 2. So Masterleaf will even the series up with that was better. That's what he should have done in the first game there. He won the rush race out, Obviously, they didn't kill each other, but he won the start of the game like he did in the first game, but he didn't capitalize on it on Winter Meltdown, whereas this game here, he did capitalize on it. He didn't make any silly mistakes. He made the correct decisions, and the clicks didn't really do anything, so I'm not sure why he would have gone for those. I mean, they could have been a lot better. But 98,000 to 68,000, so 30 grand more to Masterleaf there in a 10-minute game. That's huge. Look at that resource gap. It's just too much more on Masterleaf. It's now 1-1. We have more games coming up. First of 5 games will win the Inca Open, and of course claim that maximum cash prize. So we'll jump into game number 3 coming up right now. Okay guys, welcome to game number 3 between Masterleaf and Technique, and we are once again heading back to Smashed Arena here. We've seen this a couple of times. Of course, it was the starting map in in the semi-finals, so that's why we're seeing it here again. But both factions have selected with Black Can. They are retaining the same colors in this series, I've noticed. So Masterleaf is going to be continuing on with the purple colored Black Can, or purple in general. And of course, Technique will be sticking with the green Black Can. Of course, it always helps our viewers out when they keep the same color all series long. But I do have the scoreboard, which does have the color highlighted around the player's name, just to help you out, just in case a lot of those series where they just have a random color. It looks like Masterleaf is planning on doing this double Rocket Reckoner again, and I really can't blame him. I mean, I always thought, how's this supposed to do a lot of damage? But he basically says even if the Reckoner gets deployed in the middle of the map, the rockets will still take out several bikes, and then it allows your bikes to just come through and win by destroying harvests, as long as you're not super silly or anything like that. But Technique, he went around. That's clever. That is, and Masterleaf's like, oh crap, I gotta go back now, but it's gonna be 1v1, and Technique knows it. Who's gonna fire first? Masterleaf did fire first, but he doesn't have the greatest angle in the world here, and I think he should have enough. There's one member of a tech squad that isn't actually firing, so yeah, unfortunately for Technique, he won't be winning that engage. Whoa, oh my god, oh my, what is happening there? What are they doing? Is he actually firing at them? So somehow Masterleaf, no, he does win that, but yeah, that was super stupid. But nonetheless, Shredder Turret will come down. It will deny these Cabals from seeing into Technique space, and there is a double flame, no, a singular flame Reckoner. There must be a flame tank because he has upgraded as well. So there's probably a flame tank floating around. It is green, so it's going to be very difficult to spot where that may be. No, it's just a Reckoner actually. He just decided to upgrade the power plant, so that's unusual. You don't usually do that when you open with a Reckoner. It's not necessary. Meanwhile, Masterleaf has a double Rocket Reckoner. He's going to find these bikes here. Actually, he's going to bail out. Oh, I see how this works. He's going to need to get them back in there though. Oh, he loses one squad unfortunately, and the flame is real. Although the bikes are coming in here, and he does lose the Reckoner's ability to move, but so does Technique. Technique loses his, and it's Rocket versus Flame, but the Flame doesn't appear to have range on the Rocket Reckoner. So this is really awkward. It is one of those really awkward situations. Masterleaf, though, using his remaining bikes to go down the left-hand side, he does have a flame unit which will be able to destroy Technique's spike there. So having an additional flame unit, there could be some flame tanks rolling around. We'll have to keep an eye on the battle markers for those flame tanks, if there are any. I'm not even sure that, I don't even think there are any at the moment, but looks like a single Scorpion tank gets taken out there, and Masterleaf now coming in. Oh, undefended harvesters. Technique is way out. He's coming home with his bikes. Oh my god, he's so far out of position. Masterleaf is going to snare a harvester. He could probably get the second one as well. Oh, this is just a nice, easy time for him. He's not able to get that. By the time his bikes get back here, both of his harvesters are going to be destroyed. Can he save that one? No, he can't. It doesn't matter if he gets rid of all the bikes, which he does very cost effectively. Both of his harvesters are gone. Oh man, that was super critical damage right there. He needs to go and attack Masterleaf right now, but of course Masterleaf is just going to spam out Cabals and units, and he's even going for a second refinery, I believe. He is just on fire right now, but that was too easy, and that's how easy it is in these situations. If you get caught out of position, you can take a critical amount of damage at a certain point in the game. That just means you can't get back into it. Technique is going to try. No, that's going to be the end of the game. Wow, that was a quick one. So Leaf, of course the replay ends instantaneously because it appears that Technique decided to save all the replays, and the loser, when the loser uploads the replays just end dead without a victory screen or anything like that. But there you go, 2-1 in favour of Masterleaf, 3 minutes 42 seconds. What can I say? Tech got caught out of position and Leaf just completely executed him, so not much to say about that. We'll just go right ahead and mosey on into game number 4. Okay guys, so welcome back to game number 4. Masterleaf has now taken the lead in the series. Aside from dropping the first game, he's now regained the lead 2 games to 1, but there is a long way to go in this series. First player to 5 wins. Masterleaf still needs 3 more to put Technique away before Technique can score his 4 games that he requires. So we're on Tournament Arena, so from Twisted Arena to Tournament Arena, Technique has the map choice again, and it will be the same faction, so prepare for nothing but the Black Herns. But Technique on the right hand side here, or the southeastern side of Tournament Arena, we're playing as the green black hands, so that means in the northwest we have Masterleaf here, also playing as the black hands. But yeah, I was kind of looking forward to seeing someone playing GDI or some screen. Like, where's Traveler? Where is Traveler? Is that just not a thing anymore? Like, Traveler, one of the most powerful 1v1 factions, and Leaf, who of course has made them super even more powerful than they already were, deciding to play Blackhand. But nonetheless, it's going to be 3 Cabal versus 3 Cabal. How's this going to go? It's going to be awkward, but Leaf gets first shots off. It's going to be tight. But look at that, repositioning there as well. And I think that's going to cost him, although it's going to be pretty close. No, Masterleaf will come out ahead. However, he only holds a singular scout, so it means he can only move again in one direction. It would have been nice to hold another scout, even with a little bit of health. But we can see Technique. What are you planning on doing, buddy? We do probably have a Raider Buggy coming out. Yeah, Raider Buggy is on the way out. And it looks like we might be having a, it looks like a refinery for Technique. Meanwhile, Masterleaf, no Operation Center for the Masterleaf. He has obviously one of his own Raider Buggies out, I believe, because that Harvester is a little bit behind, unless I'm mistaken. No, maybe I am mistaken. Another Harvester comes out from Technique. He is going for a refinery here, so he's going to have good eco, but is he going to be able to stop the Reckoner? It's going to be double flame this time, so shaking it up, and the Raider Buggy is going to spot this straight away. So what's he going to do? Is he going to build bikes? Masterleaf is, I think he's trying to build bikes, but he's going to chase this. He should probably reverse move the Reckoner so it doesn't take rear armor damage. The Buggy, you can see, the Buggy is actually going to disable this Reckoner. It's getting quite low. You don't actually have to take all the health off. You don't have to knock off a certain amount. But yeah, it looks like Technique will be successful in stopping this one. He needs to stop it before it gets right too. And look at that Operation Center block. He will have to sell that Operation Center though. That was an expensive block, to be honest, and he needs to get some silos up. No real point building a Shredder turret. You just get a Harvester to crush as well. But he's going to bail them out. I think does he have a Shredder turret? Does he have a silo? I'm not 100% sure yet. He's got Scorpion tank, so he doesn't need a Shredder turret. So he shuts that one down. So Technique, very, very nicely done. That's usually why that doesn't work that well. Actually ranking up. Wow, that's nice. Okay. Still just ecoing behind this. Not afraid at all of what Masterleaf might be doing. A few bikes coming out. I think he's read into what Masterleaf is doing now, because Masterleaf has pretty much opened the same in all 3 of the first games, and he's opened up similar here. Of course, he didn't do a double flame Reckoner. Yeah, it was mainly the rocket Reckoners that he was doing. But yeah, nonetheless. Oh, look at that. We have a sell. He's got 5 and 2, and he just sold his War Factory. This double War Factory for Technique. Oh man, I think he's going to go all into the man spam here. He's going to go all out man spam, and Technique is going to go double War Factory, maybe all in, I'm not sure. I think these bikes are to prevent any buggies from getting into his base, but there are some units over here, but the buggy is actually heading back to base, so Technique has no idea what's going on right now. Masterleaf can see everything he needs to see. Technique can't see any refineries just yet, but it's not time for a refinery to go down just yet. He might be expecting maybe a double War Factory. I don't think he's expecting man spam, but he's going to spot it now. As soon as you spot rockets this early in the game, like in that many, it's like, yeah, he's definitely doing a man spam strat here. The question is, what's Masterleaf going to do behind it? Is he just going to do nothing but man spam, or is he going to bring something else to the show? He's actually going to expand. So he's going to expand. He could even just move forward. And again, I would like to see someone do that beam strat, because it is very fun to watch those beam strats, and again, oh so powerful. But in a Blackhand mirror, I guess Blackhand isn't the type of faction, or other nods aren't the type of faction you use that against. Laser Fence comes down, so there you go. Not sure what Technique's trying to do. Whether he's trying to like maybe fast tech, what do you call it, fast tech thing, charge particle. But that's a very nice shredder placement, by the way. It's almost impossible to destroy that hub, but the shredders are in range. And he's putting down some more shredders now. Masterleaf just getting split up now. Masterleaf, again, he has moved to his expansion, and he has put down a War Factory. What is he doing? He's seems to be a bit all over the place, doesn't he? He's very indecisive. If I went into a game with a strategy like this, I wouldn't bail out of the strategy halfway through if you don't have, like, you know, there's some strategies you can change them or tweak them or bail on them, but a strategy like this where you're doing this, you kind of need to commit to it. Once you've started to commit, you can't uncommit. You're just going to get behind. That harvester as well is going to take some damage. It's not going to go down, so Technique will expend a little bit of bike buggy for that, except he does have a very damaged harvester there, of course, which is quite dangerous. Takes out another bike. No one's touched the blue fields on either side. Battle marker over here is actually able to range that infantry again. They will take a lot of damage. There's actually flame tanks coming out, and Masterleaf might be able to shoot and move here. Oh geez, that's almost a move order there. Almost sent them to their death, but these flame tanks are probably going to be able to overwhelm them anyway. Will he even get a flame tank? He should get one, but the other flame tanks just completely walk the rest of that infantry. They can't really withstand that. More infantry coming up as well. Is it going to be enough to actually overwhelm this flame tank? Maybe not. Yes, no, just barely. That was just barely. Masterleaf, of course, did lose his spike. There's two more flame tanks over here. Look at this flame tank Scorp tank strategy, and this is something I haven't seen in a while from these Black Hand players. Let's just bring flame tanks with our scorpions. It's like, it works, because when you see the flame tank in the group of the scorpions, like, oh my god, I got to try to target that now. You know, when there's all these scorpions shooting at you, and then there's multiple of them. He's got 3 flame tanks here. Some of them have taken some notable hull damage, but Masterleaf trying to get some scorpion tanks out. He's got a very soft harvester right there, and I think, yeah, Technique sees it straight. He's like, yep, yum, I'll take that, get out of dodge. And now there's 3 flame tanks coming as well. This is not going to go well for Masterleaf. These flame tanks are coming in. They're not going to be able to do a lot against these vehicles, and they're kind of just shooting all over the place here. They are starting to go down, but Technique has a lot of forces. He's starting to destroy harvesters as well. Does he have dozer blades? I don't think... Oh, yeah, he does. He's got dozer blades in there as well. Masterleaf does not have dozer blade. There's still a flame tank which has survived. It's got a lot of health. It's actually going to start flaming down these structures. It's unfortunate that Technique wasn't able to micro those very well to able to actually try to focus some structures. Masterleaf will hold, but he took a lot of damage. Although Technique, oh my god, are you all in? Technique is all in. Oh man, and he's got no operation center now. He must have sold it off after he got the dozer blade upgrade. So Masterleaf, you would have thought he'd be in trouble there, maybe looking to get knocked out of the game, but the fact that he's held means that Technique now no longer has anything to fall back on, and he knows. He sent a tank forward. He's like, hang on a second, you've got no refineries, which means you're all in. Otherwise there'd be refineries here. So Masterleaf all of a sudden knows, hey, I'm in a great position here. I took a lot of damage holding that attack, but I held it, and I've still got 3 harvesters. He's selling up some of his main infrastructure, could even sell a power plant or 2 if he needs to. He's got a big bunch of man spam here. No point sending that back. He doesn't really need to defend this area over here. I mean, if he loses power plants, big deal, you know, but he would like a second refinery, I'd imagine. He's actually going to move this MCV here. So is he actually going to go for... Oh my god, he's actually just going to push Technique. This is very intelligent. It's like, hey, Technique doesn't have an MCV, so I can just use infantry and just win the game. So he's just going to push across with just 1 ref. He's got enough ref to power that hand of nod, no worries. He could even power like maybe 2 hands of nods. There's a few scorpion tanks. Actually, there's quite a lot of scorpion tanks up here, but there's a lot of infantry. Masterleaf is going to split, but he has tanks here as well, which means the crush is going to be really difficult. Technique is having to funnel around the infantry. He's not able to get the crush off. He's trying to go for the crush, but this is devastating. This is a devastating engagement. Masterleaf is completely destroying the remaining armored forces here of Technique. See you later. You cannot go for a crush in that situation. The enemy scorpion tanks will just block you like all hell. A few of those tanks got around, but there's only 3, not enough to do any significant damage. And now Masterleaf, he's just putting down the hands and nods. It's like, hey, cool, I just need to build infantry. And it looks like Technique is just stuck on the scorpion tank. He's not even building, he's not even trying to build a MCV right now. So Masterleaf might just want to stop his tanks from running out in front. He could just easily pull them behind. He's actually really pressuring Technique off this field now, trying to prevent him from leeching again. He doesn't really need to engage with his scorpions. He could just engage with his infantry here. He doesn't even need to move forward. He's actually pushing this war factory now. He's getting very aggressive. There are a few tanks back here, but they are actually getting pushed away. Masterleaf's got 2-pronged assault here as well, and the MCV is here. He needs some more man spam. He doesn't actually have that much man spam. He could be in danger of being overwhelmed if the crush is good. The crush is coming in. A lot of the scorpion tanks. Masterleaf has lost a lot of his scorpion tanks, but Technique is shredding a lot of scorpion tanks as well. I think it might be enough to hold off this. Yeah, he's going to be able to hold this off. Now, this is something that Bike Rush did against him, and Bike Rush lost just because he couldn't actually overwhelm the remaining forces here. Masterleaf, though, again, he's losing all of his infantry. He doesn't have the ability to produce. He's trying to put the barracks very far apart from one another, and he's putting the Shadow Tower down. That's very nice. He can almost impossible to crush, and he's got a few more Scorpion tanks coming from behind, so Technique's not going to be happy to see that. He's trying to pump out more rocket squads here. He's trying to push through, shooting at the rear armor. Technique doesn't have much more gas left in the tank. If he loses too many more of these tanks, he's going to be in trouble, and Masterleaf is just drafting, trying to destroy these tanks, trying to keep them down. A lot of them are in the red health, and he's putting down more of these guys as well. Not able to capitalize there. The Disciples as well, not doing too much against these tanks. His crushing is really good. Technique's crushing is on point. Masterleaf doesn't have any money here. He doesn't have the money to produce any units, and now his MCV is in grave danger. Maybe he should have played conservatively here, but the push was way too aggressive. I think he should have done it a bit slower. He just tried to rush in without an appropriate number of forces here, and now he's in trouble. He's got a lot of units. He's sold everything at home except for his refinery, and you can see he's trying to focus down these tanks. He will get a few of these frontal tanks that will go down, but the MCV is taking some pretty serious damage, and the crush again is on point. There's still too many Scorpion. Look at all the Scorpion tanks. The Scorpion tanks are pouring in. Masterleaf is going to lose this game here, and it's all over. He's lost all his build. He's selling up. He is selling up. Doesn't realize he still has a power plant there, perhaps. And there we go. So Technique levels the series again. Oh my god, well, it doesn't level the series again, but the series is now level for a second time. So Tech won the first game, then Leaf had 2 in a row, and now Tech's brought one back to even this series up. So this is super tense. We've got maximum number of 5 games remaining, minimum number of 3, depending on how this goes. But 11 minutes, what can I say? Masterleaf did what he needed to do, but he should have taken that push slower. He should have built up as he went along instead of just rushing forward too far, and Technique was allowed to diminish him to the point where he could defeat him. But nonetheless, good game. Game number 5 is coming up right now. Hey guys, welcome back to game number 5 here, and there must be some type of strike rule in play, because Technique is now playing as GDI, and I don't think he's picked that by himself. Masterleaf is going to be sticking with Blackhand. We're on Tournament Badlands, so Masterleaf got to select this map, and so he's picked this one here, which he'd be quite comfortable on. He's playing as the Blackhand on the right hand side of this map, which means Technique must be playing on the left hand, unless he's playing on the south side. No, there's no other starting positions on this. It's a 1v1 map, but Technique is going to open with his double engineer. What is Masterleaf going to do? Do we have a shrine? Come on, build a shrine. He's actually building. What are you producing, buddy? 3 engineers? 4 engineers? Wow, look at the balls on this guy. This is some unleashed strategy right now, and in a tournament, you know, the thing is, these strategies work the most in a tournament. He's actually sending 1 engineer up to the top. The other one is coming back. Again, it's going to be pretty difficult for Technique to scout into the Blackhand base if Masterleaf seals these entrances, which is what he's doing. He's keeping his scouts a little bit back further before going out, so he doesn't get circumvented or he doesn't get run around. But just disengaging from this garrisonable structure here, trying to move forward. Might want to stay off the Tiberian field. That's pretty bad for your health. But hopefully my voice can stay in check there. I don't know, just about choked on something then, but nonetheless, he's just sitting out just outside of the range of that foxhole there, so we'll have to see what Masterleaf has planned for this. It's definitely going to be a Reckoner of some type. We're going to have 1 engineer and we're going to have 1 flame unit, but probably going to do what he did on Rift. He's going to drive right into Technique's base. He's going to try to capture us. Now, this isn't actually going to work against a refinery if there's a harvester docked. Even if the harvester is docked, the machine gun will do a 180 and shoot the engineer. So that's something you're going to be aware of. A second refinery is down, so it might be worth maybe capturing the war factory and then burning down the refinery. But look at this. Technique has constructed 4 pit bulls. He has blind constructed 4 pit bulls here. What are you going to do, Masterleaf? There's another engineer running along the top of the map, whereas he's over here now, so he's made some progress. Battle markers over here. No, it looks like he's actually just... Oh, he actually bailed out before he cleared that structure. That was dicey. That was dicey. Actually going to garrison the Cabals up, because why the hell not? The Pitbulls should be responding. No, the Pitbulls are really far out of position, actually. And there is a Predator tank here as well. It should be able to do a decent amount of hull damage. Masterleaf will deploy behind the refinery, able to start burning it down. But the Pitbulls are coming in now. There's only Cabal squads here. He's going to have to pull this harvester. It's going to need some fancy footwork. He's not pulling it hard enough. He needs to get it behind the war factory, block that line of sight. He's got 2 Cabals. Oh, what are you doing? Masterleaf, oh my god, you can't send that back yet. It's still under attack. This guy here. Meanwhile, he's trying to destroy that refinery. He should be able to get the refinery unnecessary harvester death there by Masterleaf. I'm not sure what he was thinking there. He does get the refinery, but these units here now being forced to evac the area. The Black Hand will escape, momentarily at least. No more gun turrets coming down or watchtowers coming down for Technique. Just going to try to finish these guys off with the Crush. Masterleaf going to try to run around here. The Crush is going to happen momentarily. And there you go. Not further microing those Black Hand squads. Not really much Masterleaf can do about that. 2 Scorpion tanks out and about, but he traded a refinery for a harvester, so Masterleaf's probably still looking quite pretty here, especially since Technique was building Predator tanks as well, so he's only got 3 harvester, 2 ref. These Scorpion tanks are going to be like, alright, cool, let's get out of here. And of course, Masterleaf does have 3 spikes, so that's significant considering Technique only has 1. So Technique's getting bugger all off the spikes, but when you're getting 3 spike, that's 30 credits a second, that's 300 credits in 10 seconds, that's $1,800 a minute. You know, that's some pretty serious cheddar here to help you pump out those extra buildings, pump out those extra units. You know, in the course of a 10-minute game, that's $18,000, so it's not exactly like loose change or anything like that. Yeah, what's that? It's got to be like 20, 23, 22 and a half Scorpion tanks. So you can build that army just off spike income if you have that much. But Masterleaf has moved his MCV somewhat forward. It looks like it's managed to spin itself around somehow. But he's got a second war factory down. And he's got 5 and 2 up. So this game here getting pretty intense now. Cabal's able to prevent any further scouting from Technique. He does have some eyes up here, which is very nice. He can see this choke point. This is a choke. You can put a foxhole here. It blocks this whole area. It doesn't block that up there. But people don't usually go all the way up around there unless they're trying to be super duper sneaky. A few Preds now moving across the map here. Let's see what they can get done. There's a decoy army which absorbs almost every single tank shell except for that bike was the only one to go down. So Masterleaf, that not turning out how he expected to, but luckily it's actually saved quite a number of his units. So a bit of a double-edged sword there nonetheless. He has got an operation center now. It's in a very dangerous position. So I'm not sure what he's planning on doing with that, because he's not actually producing anything that can that he can take advantage of. Maybe it was for fanatics or something, I don't know, because he thought he was going to get attacked. Oh, look at this. He managed to snare with the walking engineer. He got a harvester and he got a refinery as well. He's going to try to refine that, but it's not going to work. And I think Masterleaf might just have to sell that refinery. There's not much he can do with it. Technique is just going to destroy it. That's a few extra $100 that Masterleaf could have benefited from. But Technique, you tell me you didn't sell your MCV. Oh my god, you don't sell your MCV as GDI? Oh my god, he's got no units. He has no units. Technique is in such a bad position right now. He's lost one of his refineries as well. He can't produce off this. He doesn't even have AP ammo. He got a comm center, but he sold it before he could complete AP ammo. And now Masterleaf is like, hey, you don't have AP ammo. I'm just going to spam infantry. And he's on one base as well, but he's like, hey, I don't have to do anything. We have pit bulls and bikes engaging, but it's going to be mutual destruction here. And to be honest, I think Masterleaf is favoring mutual destruction because if he loses these bikes and all the pit bulls are gone, the pit bulls can't really be replaced, where the bikes don't have much of a purpose anymore anyway. There is actually a harvester up there he might want to be a bit careful about losing, but it's going to get cut off regardless, so Masterleaf might have to just let that one go. There's no way he can really save that from now. But he's obviously identified that Technique doesn't have an MCV, and I don't know why Technique would sell his MCV, unless he somehow lost it that I just didn't see, but I highly doubt that. He has reclaimed his spike as well, so that's a little bit helpful. He's going to be destroying this, but because he's all in, taking time to destroy these structures isn't going to win in the game. Masterleaf's just getting more and more time to put down more economy, put down more units. Again, I don't know what this operation center is for. It's just for the decoy army by the looks of it. He's going to come up from the bottom of this base. Technique is rushing home to try to defend against this, but I think he's going to get there just in time. I think he is going to get there just in time, but again, without AP ammo, Masterleaf can actually thin the numbers here quite a bit. There's actually quite a lot of APCs here. There's enough Cabals for the buffing roar as well, and he's going to try to go in, but again, this is a considerable chunk of man spam, and with no AP ammo, those Black Disciples are going to be able to eat up a lot of rocket squads. I think Technique might come through in the end, but the amount of APCs he has to trade to get through this, I think Masterleaf is going to be happy with that, because this is not an army that Technique can reproduce. Decoy army is a little bit late, but he's trying to target down these very heavily damaged APCs before losing the remainder of his squads. So he does actually defend that out. But again, his force has been really cut down. He's really lost a lot of units. Technique doesn't have much more in the tank right now. And Masterleaf is probably, yeah, he's got a refinery down. He's probably going for a second one. He's starting to pull away in this game. Big sell-off here as well of units. Obviously has spotted that the army is moving down here to attack his expansion, so his infantry are now moving into position, and he's got plenty of time to move them down there as well. He does have the time to get them down there. He needs a few more rocket squads, doesn't quite have enough rockets. Got plenty of cabals, but he'd want more rockets. Barracks coming down now as well. Battle marker over here. Another harvester getting picked off by those pit bulls, which are just sitting at home. There's a few infantry units over here as well, and Technique's going to engage over here. Masterleaf is not all in firing line here at the moment, so he needs to try to capitalize on that. There's infantry on Technique's main as well. There's actually bikes there, and there's infantry there, so that's a big problem for him. And I think Masterleaf is just going to outlast this engagement here. The Predator tanks were essentially useless. They just drew fire, and that's it. He knows that the game is over right there. So Masterleaf will be like, yep, Tech, you leveled the series again, but I'm going back in front. So Masterleaf, for the second time in the series, will now take the lead at 3-2. Not much I can say about that. Wasn't a very sound strategy by Technique at all. 45,000 to 62,000. Leaf getting the extra income as well. And once you identify the other person's all in, infantry is very viable. They can't really stop the infantry. They have to rely on crush moves. So 3-2 in favour of Leaf. We're going to jump into game number 6. Well, we're up to game number 6. Is coming up right now. God, it doesn't feel like the series has been going for very long at all, but I'll see you all in game 6. Okay guys, welcome to game number 6 in this series. Of course, Masterleaf does hold a 1-game lead at the moment, and Technique has jumped straight back to the black hands. The black, that is hand. He needs to level the series again. He doesn't want to let Masterleaf actually build a lead, because if Masterleaf wins one more game, he's going to put Technique on match point. Technique wants to stay in touch here. He wants to win this game. We're going to jump in on the south side of pipeline problems. A predominantly Tiberian Wars map is going to be Masterleaf, which means on the top north side it's going to be Technique. I think he's going for a crane because, of course, you have that protected blue Tiberian field over there. Masterleaf not choosing to go for crane. It's always a difficult decision. Do you go for a crane? Go for the blue? Do you crawl the blue? Do you just go for green and then move your MCV a bit? It's all a big decision. I think if you're going to eco, it's usually better to make a move for that blue tip field sooner rather than later. And I think he's going to probably be putting, if we see what Technique, well, Technique actually didn't go. He didn't go for a crane. He just went for a refinery first, not going for any infantry. So Masterleaf will have a spike. Technique will not have any spike. There's only a singular spike for each player on this map here. There are some capturables in the middle if you're not familiar with the map. There's an EMP spike, doesn't see much play. The gun turrets aren't in a position where they can really do anything useful, so they're not really captured at all. But we'll have to see what these players decide to do. We have an operation center coming out. We'll wait to see what Technique plants down. So we have the war factory, and he's building a refinery. Masterleaf, on the other hand, is also building a refinery. So both these players now. And here come the buggy scouts. Both sides mirroring their build here by the looks of it. Where's your buggy scout, Technique? Alright, so Technique is too cool for a buggy scout right now. So he's just going to go for extra harvesters. That's a long way to drive for the blue Tiberian, but of course Masterleaf has done the exact same thing, so his harvester out a little bit slower, and bad rally there, obviously rallied it forward because he was thinking of the Raider buggy. Could even probably sell that ref back there. Probably doesn't need 2 ref on this blue field here, but he does have 3 harvesters. Technique, on the other hand, does have the exact same. So again, this is really similar stuff. Masterleaf just having a look around, just driving his buggy. He could just drive his buggy right back into the corner just to be annoying, just to draw Technique away for as long as possible. But he can see, hey, you're still building bikes. Okay, that's fine. I've got plenty of time to do something about that. Battle markers in the middle. Raider buggy from Technique, able to clean up Masterleaf's units. Technique did actually capture his spike, so there you go. He must have put down a barracks when we weren't looking and gone and captured it. So, but both these guys right now, they're pretty much extremely similar. I'd imagine bikes are coming out here for Masterleaf, or at least one bike. So one bike's making a beeline over there. Oh, look at this. He is really greedy. He's still producing harvesters when he knows that Technique has a bunch of bikes. And he's starting to produce bikes now. I think he might have realized maybe I got a little bit too greedy there. He's actually building another structure. I'd like to see what that is. If it's another war factory, he kind of needs it like right now. Dual war factory comes out now right next to each other. That's going to be a very easy to defend position. A couple of cabals here. There's only one Raider buggy here from Technique, so that's not going to do too much in the terms of getting rid of the cabals. And Masterleaf has held on with the greed for now. He's got enough units to defend barely, but yeah, every second that goes by now he's getting reinforcements out of these war factories, And blue Tiberium, of course, is oh so powerful. It's ridiculous, like $2,800 per load. That's what, like that's like 4 bikes with change. So that's almost 6 Raider buggies. That's insane. But Technique decides to pull all the way back just for the 1 bike. I'm not sure if he thought there were more, or maybe he just wanted to clean that up. Maybe didn't want to commit. Again, conservative play coming out by Technique. And Masterleaf is like, all right, I'm okay with this. I went for extra harvesters, so I want you to be like that. Ref on his main, and same with Technique, 2 harvesters as well. So Tech doesn't have as many on the blue tip field. Surprisingly, Masterleaf doesn't seem to clean his up as fast. I'm not sure what happened there, but nonetheless. Masterleaf will be moving out. He'll be moving over here. Now, he doesn't know. Yes, he does. He's actually split himself up, and this is what cost him in the game in the first one. He split himself too thin, and he kept getting cleaned up, because now Technique can clean up these bikes. But Masterleaf is coming from the left-hand flank as well, and I think, look at that. He's already beelining for the left-hand flank. He's like, yep, cool, I've cleaned up that one. Now I can clean up this one. And he's rushing across, and the harvesters, even the harvesters getting pulled, and yeah, Masterleaf's going to have to back off here. But that was very nice. That was very nice from Technique. Good defensive play there. He's going to be running back down. He loses his scout, so might want to replace that with something that can give him the eyes he needs. But again, good intelligence gathering there from Technique. A few more units going down over here. There is 1 bike here, but he will be going down. I think Technique, is he all in? He's not all in. He's going for dozer blades, so he's like, yep, cool, I want the dozers. I'm not sure about all-inning on this map. I mean, you can if you're going to all-in, you probably would have done it by now off the blue field. He does have 3 war factories, so don't be... There we go. I was just about to say, don't be surprised if he does go for the MCV cell with 3 war factories. So he's triple war factory score. Might want to throw a flame tank in the mix just to mess with Masterleaf, but it's just scorpion tanks for now. We'll want to wait until the upgrade is done first. And he will be driving straight into this. There's a big attack coming down the left-hand flank, so Masterleaf gets completely denied there. He's got Scorpion tanks. Is it enough Scorpion tanks? No Scorpions actually falling just yet. 1 Scorp will go down, but a number of these bikes will fall, so both sides kind of just throw each other at each other's wall there, and then back off, realizing that's a really bad idea. Masterleaf doesn't have... Oh, Masterleaf does have 3 war factories, but he doesn't have Dozer Blade, and he doesn't have an operations center, so... Technique has got a lot of units flowing across the map. Look at the bike buggy coming through. He's got tanks moving across everywhere. He's got his dozer blade. Is he going to sell the operation center? I would have thought, 1 flame tank would be good. Now this thing, Masterleaf still has this bike buggy here, and he knows. He knows that this all-in war. I think he realizes that. Look at that. Technique actually got the EMP spike. That is going to be super duper critical once that charges up. And Masterleaf does not. Masterleaf's obviously sold his MCV because he's got a saboteur there, and he's going to come in and look at this. He's got units on the left-hand flank as well, this bike buggy. This is pretty intense. It's going to come down to micro. It looks like Technique is backing off, and once you back off, you put yourself in a lesser position here. But it looks like Masterleaf is like, all right, cool, you disengaged, I'll disengage. And things just settle down just a little bit here. But Masterleaf, the problem is he's got no operation center, which means no dozer blade. He's got no opportunity, and Technique, of course, has the spike. The operation center has been sold, by the way, so that is gone. Still trying to triple war factory. These guys here actually switched back to bikes. I would have just kept going scorpion tanks. It gets to the point where you're massed up so high, you could just abandon your base and go for a base race, and you'll just win. Because scorpion tanks are going to be better in spam form. Like bike buggy aren't going to be able to take that on. That's not how the game works, unfortunately. But Masterleaf now, a few scorpion tanks on the left-hand flank. Not sure what they're doing, but they will be backing off. Battle markers opening up everywhere. Leaf trying to find the gap, not able to do so. And now Technique just camping out the middle field. Of course, both sides have the opportunity to rebuild their MCVs if they want to, but I don't think they're going to. We'll have to have a look and see when that cooldown is. Technique is 1.5 minutes cooldown for the EMP spike. That is what's going to win him the game. And I think, you know what? I think he's just going to sit here and he's just going to wait. He's going to wait until that charges up. And he's like, yep, cool. If you don't want to engage me, I'm not going to engage you. Could have probably sent the black can around to snipe the spike. But Technique is getting a bit antsy now. He's going to rush forward. Leaf does have a somewhat kind of better position, but he's actually got a lot of Scorp tanks. There's actually a lot of Scorpion tanks from both sides here. He forms back up. He still has the black can, which is drawing a lot of fire. Masterleaf's going to be so careful. He's got a lot of bike buggy, but he's going to try to send that around. But look at this. Technique has a big bunch of bike buggy, and he's like, yep, cool, if you go around, I'm just going to take you. Now, that is a ticking timer, that EMP spike now as well. That's going to be a really big play here. As soon as it's done, Technique is going to charge forward, and it doesn't matter if he's the aggressor and he's got the disadvantage of being the aggressor. He's going to have the EMP spike to lock down half the army, and then Masterleaf can either choose to abandon his army, or he can stay and lose the rest of his tanks. Actually, we're going to see the engagement now. Look at that Dat Concave from Masterleaf. He is pushing Technique back further and further, and Technique losing a number of tanks. Technique, oh my god, his line is completely shattered. His line is shattered. He's got buggy coming from the left-hand flank here, but Masterleaf now moves in. Technique's got a better line. I think he might want to disengage. This is a lot of Scorpion tanks. I can't even see what's happening right now. There's a lot of flame and destruction going off here. I don't know who's winning. It's too tight. Oh, look at all the debris flying everywhere. This is insane. The Dat high res there. I should do it in 1440, but I'm not doing it. I'm only doing it 1080. And Technique will come through. He uses the EMP blast. He only captures half dozen tanks, but I don't think it matters. I think he won the engagement straight out there, and that's it. Wow, Technique. Whoa. He was waiting for it, you know, and he used it at the end, but by the time he used it, he'd already won the game. So that was a really big build-up, that game, to an insane last-second engagement there by these players. Economy is on point by both players, 72,000 to 73,000, or basically 74, so 2 grand to Technique. But at the end of the day, if you look at the units there, Masterleaf lost the final engage. He actually had less units as well, so he lost the final engage, and Technique will now level the series. We're at 3 apiece. Oh, this is one of the closest series ever. Oh, it's so tight. But game number 7, wow, we're up to game number 7 is coming up right now. Who can get the lead back? Someone will be getting the lead back. Will it be Tech? Will it be Masterleaf? Both players need 2 more games to claim victory in the Inca Open. Game 7 is coming up right now. Okay, guys. Whoa, okay. I clicked that pretty quick. But we are in a tournament underground here. I didn't mean to click that. But let's jump over the right-hand side here. It's exactly the same. Black hand mirror, same colors, blah, 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 blah. But I am super on edge. I just want to jump into the game and see how this goes. This is so tight right now. I don't know who wins. I didn't watch any of the streams in this series here because I was actually too busy playing in Casual 1. But because I didn't want to know what happens when I casted these games. So this is pretty intense. But it's going to be a black hand mirror. Once again, Tournament Undergrounds is one of those maps. It's one of those maps, very short rush distance, but it's a one-directional rush distance, which means, you know, you can come straight ahead or you can try to go up and around, but that's usually just a huge waste of time. So it's easy to rush, but it's also easy to counter that rush as well. Masterleaf is keeping his barracks on standby here. Not sure if he plans to do something with that. He has 4 Cabal squads. Technique is moving behind the spike. I think he's expecting an engineer, but he's not going to see one. And he's going for the wharf. Actually, we're going to see an operations center. That is, yes, that is an operations center. Yes, he is constructing one. Masterleaf is also constructing an operations center here. So this is super tight, unless I've actually called this wrong. No, it's definitely, both sides are definitely doing an operations center. Masterleaf didn't take his garrison, but it looks like Technique has taken his. So he doesn't want to get too close to that. He's going to want to move around it. It's going to be very hard to stop Masterleaf's scouts because he's got 4 of them. He can split them up as much as he wants, and Technique can't really stop them at this point without any units. But he's going to construct a flame tank. Wow, he's going to go ballsy with a flame tank here. Masterleaf is going to spot this. Might want to split up his Cabals, not choosing to do so. Gun damage, not doing a terrible amount to these to this flame tank here. But he just builds a singular flame tank. Wow, Technique and his old school flame rushes just doing just the most basic of the basic stuff here. He's been doing a lot of that recently. He is going to grab this garrison as well, which is very nice. Masterleaf does have something. There's a Reckoner somewhere. Where is the bad boy? There it is. It is over there. Oh, he's force deploys. He's got a rocket squad and he has a flame unit inside, but he's going to have to de-garrison. Oh my god, they go down. They go down. He couldn't de-garrison with the flame tank there, and all of a sudden, Technique, that's a really awkward combo. In the Reckoner there. It's totally unexpected. He has a few bikes here. Oh, Dat Splash, 3 bikes. Technique just lost 3 bikes there. That was huge. That was insane. 3 bikes for just 1. And that has blunted his attack. This flame tank isn't going to be able to achieve too much now. With Scorpion tanks there, there's no point just throwing the flame tank away, you know, considering you can't rebuild them because you've sold your operations center. That's a very important unit at this point in the game. You don't want to just turf that away. Who's going to be the first to get a refinery down might be the bigger question, or a second refinery, but we see that bike being flamed somewhat. Raider Buggy might be looking to take that out, but he's sending a few units. Not actually concerned about taking those out though. Moving away. He's going to put the Black Hand into the garrison there just to cause a few more problems for for Technique. He does spot that the Flame Tank is up there, but Technique is able to defend it very nicely. Masterleaf has the top spike. Okay, I didn't see that. He's got the top spike. I think Technique might have been aware of it. We'll have to actually have a look. Is Technique aware of it? He is aware of it. Okay, there we go. I was trying to get it so it would see if he hadn't actually seen it yet. So maybe he hasn't because he's moving away from it, but I'm missing some of the other battle markers over here. Flaming down his spike. He's going to lose the top spike, but Masterleaf already made plenty of money off that, so it's bad that he lost it, but it was always a profit in his eyes anyway. That Flame Tank going to be moving on from its target there. Masterleaf unfortunately not able to... we've got battle markers raging over here. It's just a few random things happening. Bikes, infantry, blah, 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 blah. But we've got the spike. Did actually manage to survive there, so that's all what we were looking at. What we were more concentrating on. Just repairing up some of these Scorpion tanks now. A little bit of veterancy on those guys. That Flame Tank is still rocking on the top of the map. It is over here. It's not going to find anything just yet. If it comes in from behind Masterleaf, and we got Dual War Factory here, he's actually going to expand off this Dual War Factory. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4. He's got 5 and 2, but it looks like the 5th Harvester is actually going to make its way to the blue Tiberium field. And Technique, I believe, he could just hide it right here. It would be incredibly difficult to see. I think those Cabals might have just spotted it though. That's going to be super tight. Leaf is not aware. He's not aware of this. The Scorpion tanks are drawing fire, are distracting him, and it's bike versus bike. This Flame Tank is going to get in. It goes elite. Look at that. Takes out a power plant. Masterleaf's MCV. It's not moving. He's got no radar. He's going to have to redeploy that now. I think he's going to lose a war factory. He needs to building block it like crazy. He's trying to build a barracks. He should be able to get the barracks just in time. It's going to be tight. He needs to put that down. He power plant blocks it. He gets it anyway. He gets it anyway. That's a war factory down. Heroic. Oh my god. The Flame Tank went heroic just then. It went heroic just before it went down, but Masterleaf has been reduced of a war factory, which means Technique, who is all in. Are you all in again? Oh my god, you're all in again. He's going for Dozer Blades. He's all in off one base. This is the same strategy we saw him do against Stephen Donald Nashington on this very map. He's like, you know what? I'm going to all in off one base, and I'm going to wait for you to get into a bad position and then destroy you. He still holds some of these garrisons as well. Masterleaf, good job to hold onto this spike, by the way. That's how it's done. I don't think he got any blue Tiberium. Look at that. He's going to be like, hang on a second. Dozer Blades is done. Did he sell his operation center? Yes, he's selling it now, but I don't believe there's any more flame tanks. He's coming in now. He wants to win the game right here and now. He's shooting at the harvesters. Masterleaf is going to pull them back. He's going to have to move forward if he wants to defend these. There's a few rocket squads which are going to help him out very, very greatly, but he's trying to target down those damaged Scorpion tanks. This is going to be pretty tight here now. They've both got very similar numbers, but with the extra Scorpion tanks, I think Masterleaf might be able to hold. No, wait, he's being completely surrounded. The Dozer Blades is really paying off, and the rocket squads, though, they're not being dealt with. They're not being dealt with at all. And Technique is going to back off. He is going to back off. I don't believe he lost a harvester. No, I don't think he did. But the rocket squads made all the difference there, sitting behind the Scorpion tanks. Technique's like, alright, cool, just cool my jets here and just pull back. There's still plenty, well, not plenty, but a decent amount of Tiberium on his field, so he can still produce quite a large number of Scorpion tanks before this game is out. Masterleaf, on the other hand, is not all in. He's not all in, and he doesn't have Dozer Blades. His forces are at a lesser extent, and look at this, picking off those few rocket squads. It might only be 3 rocket squads, but that's really important. That is very important when it comes down to the score push. Having those extra rockets just pumping from the back of this can just do so much damage. Quite a number of harvesters all queued up at the same refinery. If Masterleaf is to spot that, he might want to move them over there. But he does sell. Wow, he sells a war factory. Just he might have completely misread what Technique has. He's got a bike, so he knows there's no expansion. He knows Technique is all in. I mean, he could probably tell that he's all in anyway, just by how many units he's got so quickly. But Technique is just chilling. I'm not sure what he's waiting for. The engineer that he had out of his cell has been used to capture the spike instead of the EMP. Might have been better to get the EMP spike or the EMP control center in this case. He has a few bike buggy rolling around, but Masterleaf is moving to the edge of the map. Very defensive. He could just move over here, put his refs over here. There's a tiny little bit of choke and he could fight over his field. So it's something that he could do. He's actually going to lose his spike now, so he held onto it for a long time, but it is going to finally fall down. Technique just taking the victory there, the small victory, and falling back. Masterleaf, meanwhile, going for the Disciple. He's actually moving his MCV down. Oh my god, I think he's going to go for a base push here, but we have another engagement. I took away the HUD a little bit too soon. I don't think he's going to engage, but yeah, look at this. The rockets from the back actually firing at the Black Hand squad. He's microing the Black Hand squad through there. He should just crush the Black Hand squad. It's actually doing a lot of damage right now. The Cabals, though, powering through with those machine guns there. And now I think he's going to realize, hang on a second, Masterleaf's got an MCV and he's moving it over here. does manage to drop that structure finally. There is another structure over here that Technique can use to delay Masterleaf with, but again, he's got no aspects of going back for an MCV, and he's not trying to get blue tib as well. He's long range mining, but he's not getting that blue tib. He's just grabbing this field, so Masterleaf is going to be doing the same very, very soon. Not going for the blue Tiberian field. No one wanting to play that blue tib game just yet. There was some bike buggy from Technique. I don't know where it is or whether it got dispatched. I'm not 100% sure what actually happened. Oh, it's over here. Oh, now this is how Nash beat Technique with the leeching harvesters, having these bikes, and yeah, Masterleaf has nothing to defend them. There's a few rocket squads coming now, but he's going to lose probably 2 harvesters before this actually happens. Masterleaf's going to push forward. Technique has the positioning here. Both sides aren't really focusing too well, and Masterleaf should just pull back. The bikes were deflected, so we are going to see an engagement here. And look at this. He's just going to roll in. He's going to roll into this area here, and Technique completely unopposed. He gets the massive crush move off. Oh my god, Technique is going to take this to match point right now. Masterleaf is on the verge of losing. He's lost this game. Technique wins 2 in a row and he takes the lead. It's now 4 games to 3 in favor of Technique. Technique has Masterleaf on the verge of defeat. Oh man, this has been somewhat of a series, especially since Technique has technically been eliminated from the tournament already, but oh man, he's actually going to come through. That could actually cause a lot of problems, I think, with what the decision making in the tournament is going to be, but we'll have to see how that goes. I haven't checked any messaging systems at all because I wanted to cast these, so I'll have to see what the fallout is afterwards. If Technique looks like he's going to win this series, he needs to win 1 more game. Leaf has to win from here. He can't afford to drop any more games. Game number 8 could be the last one in the series coming up right now. Okay guys, welcome to game number 8 here. You know the rules. It's the same factions, same colors, which makes my job with the scoreboard quite easy. Writing that down on my little pad here. We're going to jump in. Masterleaf, of course, had the map pick this time. He's picked Twisted Rift. I don't believe we saw this in any of the semi-finals, so it's a really good map. I really like Twisted Rift. A lot of people like it, even better than the original Rift. But it's really hard to knock off the original Rift just because of the legendary status that it does have. But Technique is going Refinery first because that's what all the cool kids do. Look at this. Masterleaf is also doing Refinery first. Neither side can really afford to drop one. I mean, Masterleaf definitely can't afford to drop this one. Technique wouldn't want to drop it because if Masterleaf wins this game, the whole tournament is going to come down to just a single game. It's going to come down to one game. It's going to be a best of 1 ace match because Leaf will level the series 4-4. If it was a best of 7, Technique would have already won, but it's not. It's a best of 9, and the barracks will come after the Refinery. We'll have to see what Masterleaf decides to do after this here. Technique, meanwhile, has his Refinery down, going for his, Tiberian Spike, but this must be so tense for these guys. Oh man, I can just imagine how good the stream probably would have been as well. I'm not sure if... obviously Spartacus and Chaos Striker are both in this game here, so I'm not sure if they casted it independently or they did a co-cast or what the deal was there. But nonetheless, Raider Buggy, 2 Raider Buggies coming out by Masterleaf. He's not taking any chances, is he? Meanwhile, Technique is not actually doing any kind of rush. He's got his own Raider Buggy, which is impossible for another Raider Buggy to stop. And they're just like, yep, cool, see you later, buddy. I'm just going to drive on past you. But the fact that Masterleaf has 2 Raider Buggies, and he's got a bike as well, is he going to actually turn around? No, he's not actually going to turn around and take that. He's not worrying about it, so I think Technique is going to be a little bit scared. There might be something coming, but no, he's not tricked at all. He's not 100, he's not tricked. Not even in the slightest. That's not good for Masterleaf because he's trying to hope that he could provoke a response out of Technique by showing a lot more units. But Technique is still powering Harvesters. He's like, you know what, bruh? I know what you're doing. And Masterleaf unable to really achieve much. He's got 1 bike, but he's not exactly going to be able to destroy a Harvester. He's not even attempting to shoot at a Harvester here, which he's actually going to try to attempt to shoot at this power plant. It's kind of smart because Technique's paying to repair that. You know, he's paying money to repair it, and he might actually even get the bike. He will, but he trades his own bike for it, unfortunately. That focus firing by both players is on point. Very fast operations center. That is a lightning quick. Technique likes his fast operations center, doesn't he? Upgrading a power plant. What is this type of build? Like, not sure if he's got a flame tank in mind. Yeah, he's got a flame tank against Blackhand. That's really on edge. I mean, I guess he plans to defend it with bikes of some type, but sells it off immediately. And just sending the Blackhand squad forward. I mean, it's $900 for a Reckoner. Build a Reckoner, you know. But not going to be doing that. He's going to be firing these buggies here. Masterleaf, unfortunately, unable to evac these buggies. They won't be able to outrun the bikes, so he's going to lose those as well. So Masterleaf not looking in the best situation right now. He is not looking too good at all as Technique moves across the map. Masterleaf has to win this game somehow. He's got to hold this aggression. He's got second warfare. Well, he's got a really fast expansion, doesn't he? That is lightning fast. But now the flame tank, actually, if the flame tank went into Masterleaf's base, he'd be in a lot of trouble. Because he's not doing that, because he's going for the spike, Masterleaf has now been allowed the time to produce enough Scorpion tanks to defend himself. Yeah, he's lost the spike, but that was conservative play by Technique. Probably could have pushed his advantage a bit more. He's got the choice to attack either base here at the moment. Especially since, yeah, he had the Black Hand Squad. He could have used the Black Hand Squad to destroy the spike. Not too sure about that. Not sure whether nerves are getting to Technique or whether he just wants to play super conservatively right now. I think he's all in. Yeah, look at this. He is all in as it comes. He's got an engineer, but there's really nothing for it to capture. He's going to have to send it across the map. Hope he can actually get one of Masterleaf's buildings. The Scorpion tanks now on the northern side base, but the bike buggy's moving to the south, and he spots it. There should be time to reposition. There is going to be time to reposition, and unfortunately Technique not able to capitalize on that at all. More Scorpion tanks coming down. He's just going to spam Scorpion tanks to save his life here. He does go for the draft. He might want to pull those Harvesters. Those Harvesters are in somewhat danger. He doesn't pull the Harvesters. He decides against that, and he's got some units here. He's immediately relocating to the north here. He still has a few. The flame tank got deflected, not destroyed though, so it's still alive. Still has its potential here. There's a lot of bikes here though, and there's a lot of Scorpion tanks. Not a lot, but enough to actually defeat these Scorpion tanks back. More reinforcements coming in from Masterleaf. Not losing a lot of Scorpion tanks here. A lot of bikes are actually being destroyed. Masterleaf is actually pushing this back very well. He's actually doing a lot of damage to the bikes. He's losing a couple of tanks, but that's fine because he's got refiners on his expansion and that scatterfire as well. Oh my god, Masterleaf got some pretty good luck there with the focus fire. And look at all the red tanks there. A lot of the damage got sprayed. There was a battle marker down there. I think the Black Hand Squad did get cleaned up, and Masterleaf will hold that very critical engagement there, and he'll be able to repair a lot of these very heavily damaged tanks, which could have very easily gone down. But now there's not very many Scorpions here. There's only a couple of Scorpion tanks here. He might have to evac the main. He's actually pulling down more Scorpion tanks. He's going to try to go for the snipe. He gets one Harvester. That Harvester needs to reverse move out of there, but it's not reverse moving out of there. Oh man, he could have got that away. He left it to his fate. And the main has been pretty much cleaned up. Masterleaf is abandoning the main with the remainder of his Harvesters here. And now Technique is going to slingshot back around. This works the same way as regular Rift, where you can just slingshot back around. But of course, Masterleaf with the eyes out here, and this is so important, he can see the exact movement of Technique's forces here, and it's allowing him to constantly reposition into a spot where he can actually destroy these bikes. These Scorpion tanks again will take so much punishment, and he's actually starting to thin. Those bike numbers are looking pretty thin right now. Technique again trying to reposition. Masterleaf still has eyes here. There's nothing much down here. Masterleaf has abandoned the main field. He's abandoned it. Has Technique got a warfare? Actually, no, he doesn't. He constructed a Harvester, I believe. No, he does have one. Oh my god, he's going to recover. He's going to recover. Masterleaf still thinks this is all in. So I was very worried for Technique then. I was extremely worried for Technique because I thought, does he have that flame tank still? He does, there it is. He actually repaired the flame tank and now he's brought it back, but now it's getting chased down by Scorpions. So that's unfortunate. Flame tank not able to capitalize. I probably would have sent it around the south side. That would have been a better option. A few Scorpion tanks moving down here. Masterleaf needs to identify the fact that Technique is no longer all in, because if Masterleaf keeps playing like Technique is all in, he's going to be in trouble. Technique knows fully well what's going on. Masterleaf doesn't know that much at all. He can see a fair bit of distance in front of his base, so he knows he's not going to get jumped by anything. But he's going to find that Raider Buggy, unfortunately, would have been a good scout, but it's going to get picked off. Technique, I believe, does have a refinery down. We'll be re-circumventing that Harvester back to the close refinery field there. But a few Scorpion tanks. There's 6 tanks here. They have the ability to be a mobile hit squad. You don't normally see Scorpion tanks in small hit squads like that trying to hunt Harvesters. But the rest of the Scorpion tanks are at home. Dozerblade is on the way. He's going to come in here. Technique is very far out of position right now. He is extremely far out of position. Masterleaf refreshing the order here. Battle marker up there. It's just infantry. He's going to come in. He should be able to snipe these Harvesters down. And Technique's realized that he's trying to move the Harvesters away to the far corner here. Maybe hoping that Masterleaf isn't watching, but Masterleaf is watching. More Scorpion tanks cleaning up a few units over there as well. And look at that. Technique is going to lose 2 Harvesters here. Masterleaf is starting to just pull it back just a little bit. Battle marker over there, but no, that's not going to be enough. There's Scorpion tanks responding, and that's the end of the game. Wow, Technique's like, yep, cool, I've been wrapped up tight. Oh my god, this is going to go to an ace match. This is a best of 9 series, ladies and gentlemen, and it is now 4 4. I don't know who wins. Like I said, all series long, I didn't watch any streams. I didn't watch anything. All I did was go to the forums. I put my hand over the screen and I just like scrolled to where the files were and I just quickly spammed them all to get them downloaded. I have no idea what happens. I've got like 20 people on Skype messaging me all day. It's going to come down to this game here. Technique versus Masterleaf. One game, game 9, whoever wins the Inca Cup, takes a massive cash prize in this event. Who's it going to be? Oh, game number 9 is coming up right now. Okay guys, here we are. Here we are in the final game of this series, the absolute final game of this series. We have Technique playing as the green-black hand and Masterleaf. Oh my god, he's selected random. Oh man, he must have been striked or something. Technique might have been saving that for the last game or something, but I mean, obviously Technique's uploaded all the replays. Doesn't necessarily mean he wins because we have to get the replays from somewhere. Oh my god, I don't know. Oh, it's on Twilight City. We're on Twilight City. Oh, it's such a good map as well. We're going to jump into this game. It started. We are off Masterleaf. What faction did you get dealt with? Oh, he's been dealt with the Scrim faction. Could it be the Travra? If he's been dealt with Travra, we got green-black hand here for Technique. Is it Traveler? It is Reaper 17. Oh, that is so interesting. Reaper versus Black Hand. This could be incredibly explosive fight here right now. I mean, Reaper have the Shard Walker, which is devastating versus Black Hand. They've got Devourer tanks, which are very hard to dislodge, and they really like to play Black Hand as well because there's no stealth, there's no air, and Reaper are very powerful on the ground. That's something that Black Hand don't like because the only way Black Hand can be powerful on the ground is with a lot of infantry, which Reaper are going to be good against, or if they've got a lot of spam, Devourer tanks, tripods will just tear through spam. And look at that. Look at the amount of scouts that Masterleaf has sent down there. He sent a ridiculous amount of scouts. He sent 6. And look at this. Technique is here as well. He's going to try to stop these scouts. Is Masterleaf just going to try to blow through? He's not going to try to blow through. He's going to try to kill all these scouts. Oh, he gets one squad away. Oh, it does. It gets sniped. It gets sniped. He doesn't see. He does not see. Oh, this could be disastrous for Masterleaf. He can't see. He can see one refinery. That's not going to tell him anything. That is not going to tell him. He's so blind right now. He is so blind. He would be panicking. He's not constructing anything from his war factory. He's just trying to get this refinery down again. The advantage he does have is that he can actually produce units incredibly quickly because of his faction type. But there is going to be a flame rush coming. It is going to be a Reckoner rush. Is there a second op center coming down? This could be a deadly blow for Masterleaf. It is too. It is too. I mean, he would have saw the 5 buzzers, and I don't think he should have engaged the Cabals. I think he should have just tried to go around them. He had 5 buzzers. There's no way he could have killed them all before he got around. There's only one squad there. By moving towards that squad, he moved himself in range of the remainder. But Masterleaf, he does have a Shard Walker, and he does have a Seeger tank. Does he know where this is though? He's walking around the bottom side of his base. It's coming up from the left-hand side. We're going to see it come out of the fog right now. This is so intense. He sees it now. He sees it now. He's going to run straight forward. He's got a Shard Walker here. He's not going to be able to do enough damage. This is going to go right between his refineries. He's going to have to try to get a nerve center down of some type. He's going to lose this refinery for sure. It's going to be a double Flame Reckoner, and he's not going to be able to do enough damage. There is a Devourer tank. He needs to charge this Devourer tank up right now, and he needs to start firing at this. He's going to start firing it. He gets the charge off as well. He's going to try to destroy the nerve center. He's changed targets. He's going to go for the nerve center, and I think he's going to get it. Yeah, he's going to get it, no worries, but he is going to lose the Reckoner there. That wasn't super, that was still good from Technique. That was very well done, but it's not going to be the damage that's going to knock Masterleaf out of the game. He's going to lose his Black Hand squad as well. So he got a nerve center and a refinery, which is very good. It's very good for Technique. Technique is now on 5 and 2 economy. He's in a pretty good position right here. He has one dev tank though. That one dev tank ain't going to do anything. Masterleaf is now rushing to scout to see what Technique is going to do. He's going to find a Raider Buggy here, but that Raider Buggy is not going to be able to defeat these 2 units. That's not going to be enough. He's going to see the expansion coming down. He's going to know, it's pretty obvious it's going to be double War Factory, but he is going to spot it anyway. Masterleaf just running in between the buildings here. Is he going to be able to spot the second War Factory? That's the question. He's to beeline right up here, which he's going to do. A lot of Raider Buggies coming out. I'm not sure why there's so many Raider Buggies coming out. He's going to spot the double War Factory, so Masterleaf does have the intelligence he needs to make the next decision in this game. He has the intelligence to make the decision, but the question is he going to make the right decision? He's going to try to go for more dev tanks, which these dev tanks can basically they can one-shot a bike, and they, with the charge, they can basically two-shot a buggy. So you get a couple of these dev tanks up, and all of a sudden, you know, you're in a lot of trouble. You're in a lot of big trouble. But Technique is going to try to go for the spikes first. Now, this is going to allow Masterleaf time to produce more of these Devourer tanks, which is a bit of a problem. Is he going for Mechapeds? I believe he might be one field Mechapede. I think he thinks that Technique is going to fake out an expansion, which is probably what he's going to do, and sell and go all in. He's got an operation center as well. That could be for flame tanks. I reckon it's going to be a bit for flame tanks this time, because the fast attack from the Reaper player isn't going to be as good. Oh, it's going to be Mechapeds. He's got a few dev tanks. He's playing very greedy right now, Masterleaf. He's playing on edge. He's like, oh, cool. I got to just hope I don't get attacked. I've got these two dev tanks. The bike buggy, if the bike buggy go around, the dev tanks are going to get caught out of position. They realized it now. They're going to head back. He's actually got a Mechapede out already, and he's got one dev tank there. The other dev tanks should be able to meet up with 3 dev tanks and a Mechapede. He should be fine. Shielded harvesters as well. He spots the spam. He's going to come and try to snipe this one down. He's got the lightning spike, but the dev tank did quite a lot of damage before it went down. And he's got these Mechapeds here as well. Is he going to focus the bikes? He doesn't get the Mecha head. That was bad target firing. Oh, there's another Reckoner here. He's going to lose his tech center. He lost one of the Mechapeds. He's only got 2 Mechapeds remaining. He's only got 2 Mechapeds, and he lost another Mechapede as well. Is he going to get one more Mechapede? No, he's not going to get it out. Technique. Oh my god, this could be the killing blow that he needs to destroy Masterleaf and wipe him out of this series. This is insane. This is insane. The tanks are going down. He sells his refineries up. Oh, that's it. Technique has done it. Technique has done it. Oh my god. Technique has won the Inca Open. Oh man, that was so intense. That was so intense. Masterleaf just, the first Reckoner did too much damage. You know, he almost came back, but a second Reckoner really hit him for 6. That second Reckoner, and his dev tank's getting caught out of position. I don't know why he moved away from his base. It wasn't necessary. He could have just stayed at his base with those, and he would have had 3 dev tanks fighting the bike buggy at the same time. Probably wouldn't have lost any of them at all. But oh my god, Technique has done it. Technique has won the Inca Open. 5 games to 4, and now we can alt tab and just bring up the website here. Let's just go to this here. I don't know who that is. Get out of there. And let's just go to the general tab. Let's have a look here. Inca Open. And let's have a quick check of the details here. So congratulations, Technique. Everyone's congratulating Technique. So he has won the event. He has won the event. If we go to the Inca Open here and have a look at the details, let's go to the, what do we got, prize pool. So first place, Technique will take $500 there, so that's very nice. Leaf gets 225 bucks. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. In 3rd and 4th place, to be honest, I don't know if Wookabert played Bike Rush. I couldn't see any replays there. I might have a thorough look around. If I can find them, I'll definitely cast it. If they are even played, because there's obviously prizes for them as well. But well done to Technique. He is taking down first prize of $500 there, and Masterleaf will be taking $225. But that's it. That was a long video. Oh man, that was a really good tournament. I really hope everyone enjoyed that. I'm Green Zero. Stay tuned to my channel, bringing some more Kane Wrath videos coming up as soon as possible.